Hello, food friends. How's everybody? It is Kevin
and Ralph behind the camera, and Marianne.
And we are at the cottage, and we are cooking. And here's what's for dinner today. We had a chicken dinner a couple days ago, and we've got some leftovers. So today it's chicken a la king.
Chicken fit for a king?
That's right. And so here's what I've got. I've got 6 tablespoons of butter and about 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil in this pan. And I've just added a medium diced onion and 8 ounces of fresh mushrooms, which have been chunked up in quarters. Thank you, Marianne, for doing that.
Sous Chef Supreme.
That's right. So we're going to saute these until they're nice and soft, and then make basically a roux and a sauce for the chicken a la king. So once the veggies are ready, we'll add some milk, 1.5 cups, chicken broth, 1 cup, some chicken bouillon, and then and some flour. We'll actually put the flour in first. So anyways, we'll be back. I'm just going to put some salt and pepper on these vegetables and get them nice and tender.
That's the base.
And yep.
Okay.
And then
we'll be right back.
Thanks. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes or so, and you can see the mushrooms have cooked down beautifully, and the onions are nice and tender, starting to get a little translucent, which is what we want. Now we've got butter and olive oil in the bottom of this pan, so that's our fat. And to that we're going to add 1/2 cup of just regular all-purpose flour. And this is going to, basically we're going to make our roux with this. So what we're doing first is we're going to mix the flour in here.
Need to add a little water?
No, we're going to we want the flour and the fat to combine.
Oh, okay.
And we want to cook the flour out just a little bit. The flour can kind of have a raw taste, a little. We want to cook that out. And when they make things like gumbo and whatnot, jambalaya, and they have a roux, the longer you cook it, the darker sort of that butter and flour mixture gets. But we're not going to cook it that long.
What if you mixed gumbo and jambalaya and came up with a gumbalaya?
That actually might be good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our liquid. So I've got 1 cup of chicken broth here. By the way, when adding liquid, it helps to have the liquid up to room temperature. So, I mean, if you're taking the chicken broth out of the fridge or out of the freezer,
let it sit for a bit.
Yeah, this is 1.5 cups of milk.
Is that because you don't want to mess up the temperature that you've already got going?
Yeah, it just brings things up to temperature faster.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to increase the heat a little bit. So, and I'm just sort of whisking to help
break it all down.
Yeah, get that flour incorporated.
Mix it up good.
Right. Now as this comes to a boil and gets hotter, it will begin to thicken up. Okay, it's just been about a couple minutes here. You see what's happened?
Oh yeah.
Look at that nice thick gravy we have. Sauce with the mushrooms and the onions. Isn't that beautiful?
That's simply thickening.
So it has just where we want it, which means we'll go to the next stage. And right now it's mushroom a la king. So we're going to put in, this is about 2 ounces of pimento.
Is that what makes it chicken a la king?
No, it's actually named after somebody. There's a story behind this. This is one of these great American dishes. I've got 3 cups of diced cooked chicken. So this is leftover. Marianne did a couple of thighs. Was it a drumstick, honey, and maybe a breast? Anyways, we're going to put that in there.
A great thing to do with chicken leftovers.
Exactly. So I'm really turning this down now, and we're going to warm it through. And as you can see, We're just putting it all together.
Hear that noise? Or that sound, I should say. That's the toast popping up. Homemade bread that Kevin worked hard on, and we're going to use that as the sort of the...
Yeah. We'll put it on a plate and show you what it looks like, but it's you could serve it over noodles, you could serve it over rice, you could serve it over toast. That's how we're doing it. We're serving it over toast. That's
traditional.
That's how our mom did it. And so...
Wow, that's looking good.
Now, this, you could take this basic recipe. This is not far from a chicken pot pie. Again, if we had peas and carrots in here and some other pearl onions, you could take this and put it inside of a pie shell and bake it off, and
really?
You'd have the makings of a good chicken pot pie.
So that's basically what
They're
goes
kind of
into
related,
okay,
in some ways, but
it's got to be something that thickens it up, though.
Same process. So we've got our chicken a la king. We are going to put it all together on the plate, and it'll be time to eat. Chicken a la king at the cottage. Here we are, ready to serve. Here's our beautiful chicken a la king. And, once it's all cooked, if you find that it's a little thicker than you like, you can always thin it out with a little extra milk or a little extra chicken broth. The whole recipe, like all the recipes from the cottage, are at the website cavalcadeoffood.blogspot.com. Okay, we're going to have a nice little summer salad.
Wow, that looks
lettuce,
yummy.
Carrots, and radishes. So here's our toast, and we're just going to put a couple of little pieces down, and then and of course the toast is nice and crisp. It'll soften up a little bit with
the gravy.
Yeah. And there it is. Chicken a la king.
Fit for a king and queen.
So enjoy. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.